Hey guys, it's Cam15 and I'm back with another video for you guys. And this is a My Hero Academia Season 4 review. Now I'm going to get this out the way. I know I haven't been doing the last two episode reviews, which were episodes 6 and 7. I was kind of busy at the time, so I couldn't do those videos. But a short review of, I guess, episode 6. I like the fact that they talked more about the things with Aerie and Overhaul, and I liked how they explained his quirk, even though I still kind of don't understand how it works, but regardless, we'll find out soon. It was also pretty crazy to see Deku's and Mario's reaction to the fact that they had a chance to get Aerie and take her away, but they didn't. So other than that, I liked that episode. It was a very really good episode, just for an episode of sitting around and just focusing on the plot and progressing it. Then last week's episode, episode 7, Go, I thought that was another good episode. Even well, the first half of the episode was still good, but I kind of found it going quite slow in terms of pacing for me. Things really didn't pick up to like literally the last 3 minutes of the episode, which where it kind of picks up here and stuff like that. But still, again, it's a good episode. It progressed the plot. That's what kind of it is. And like I said in one of my episode reviews, I think it was like episode 4 or 5, that the one thing I'm happy about with My Hero Academia season 4 is literally they're not doing any fillers. They're not doing any other side stories or stuff like that. They're sticking to the plot. And they're just sticking. They're just going forward with it. They're not giving us like what's going on with Todoroki and Bakugo's little journey in trying to get their hero licenses and stuff like that. Especially in a big part of the plot. They're just focusing straight on what, you know, this main Deku plot is right now, and they're just focusing on it. Now, maybe they might cut away for a while, but I think they're not going to do that. I think season 4 as a whole is just going to be literally relegated to just focusing on saving Aerie. Now, maybe if they wrap this little plot line up by like episode 20, maybe 21, they might cut away and go to, what the other characters doing because they're not featured as much. But I digress. There'll probably just be 25 episodes like the last two seasons. So we'll see what is going on. I'm liking where the plot's going. So, anyways, let's get into episode 8 review. So, anyways, we're here at My Hero Academia, episode 8. Um, it's crazy to see that we're already at episode 8, and it's just now December, the first episode in December, basically. And yeah, so this episode focuses on more character, or really the character development of Sunny Eater, aka Tamaki. And basically, episode 8 is titled Sun Eater of the Big Three. So this is his focused episode, and I thought it was another good episode like all the other My Hero Academia episodes this season. They just progressively get, good. Now some of them, like I said in episode 7, it kind of like slowed down a bit in the first half of episode 7, but near the talent I was getting into it. And I got into it very much. So anyways, the episode starts off um basically with Tamakichi narrating for us basically that he transferred to third grade in elementary school, and we also know he's a very shy individual. So like when he was up to introduce himself, he didn't talk too much. He was kind of, really shy. And you know, they cut away after that, and basically, no, everyone else in his class are talking to each other, but he's just sitting at his desk talking to nobody. And then a young Mirio comes up, since they're in the same class, and basically tells him like, "Oh, you were trying to say like you like heroes and stuff like that." So it starts their friendship. So basically, this episode, you know, in in words, gives character development to Tamakichi that we didn't already know, which you know goes to show how shy he is and him overcoming that stuff, while also giving slightly a little bit of a backstory to Mir, or slightly little bit more, I guess, character development slash backstory on Mario to know a little bit more about him. So yeah. So anyways, we cut back to the present time with what's going on, and basically, Sun Eater's still narrating in his head, saying, "It's like, why can't I be like you, Mario?" And basically, he pictures Mario, like, even though that's his friend, he pictures him as, like, I guess the gold standard of what a hero should be, which I did find interesting. I found it also interesting how they did the whole shot where where a character's just running into the light, and they have like the light projections all around the hero, like like how Deku typically sees All Might in a fashion. And it's like, oh, so basically, Tamaki thinks of Mirio as his like All Might, his, even though it is his friend, you know um, Mirio is Tamakiji's idol for what a hero should be. So they basically go into the house. Or like after the opening, they basically go into the house. That they're raiding and stuff like that. Now they do cut away a little bit to what Nejire, Ochako, Su, and I forgot. I forgot the dragon lady's name. Their hero internship leader. Um, I feel like they're not going to go focus back on them again. I They probably will. Maybe episode possibly before Deku fights Overhaul, but so far we're already like pretty much deep into the interior of their base right now. I feel like it'd be kind of a weird carry away or weird progression to go from something that's going on the inside to just shifting back what's going on the outside with what they're doing. Now, yes, do we need to see what's happening with them? Yeah, but I guess it's like, well, you could have probably like I guess maybe focused on that portion now and done like something like, well, during the time they were fighting, you know, the big muscly guy, this is what Deku and the others were doing at that time. So I feel like they're gonna cut away, and they'll probably do it at some episode because I'll say it at the end of the episode, but I see where they're structuring the episodes on where they're going with this. But anyways, the go inside. Night Eye uses his foresight quirk to basically see where the one guy he basically used to find where their headquarters were at. To find out where the main like little secret hidden base is, and basically they find this little I guess you can say Batman s trap type of door where it basically unveils a whole like the secret hideout basically. Um, and we also see these other petty criminals come through and basically Bubble Girl and the Centipede hero basically stop him. Um, from what I thought of their powers, they're nothing really. It's nothing really special. The Centipede person kind of just did what a centipede does and kind of stretched his limbs and kind of held them, while Bubble Girl just I guess put some bubbles and a bubble went into the dude's eye, and if you have a bubble go into your eye, it's gonna burn as hell. So she kind of just takes him down in like some kind of martial arts style, almost like what you know Ochako did last season with her hero internship from last season. But basically, they tell them to go on. We only have limited time, so they go down to basically the main headquarters. So now they're in the maze portion of the base. Um, so basically, they turn. So Night Eye turns and he's like, "That wall was not there," because stuff like that. Mira uses his premonition ability to go through the wall to basically see that no, it's not like a dead end or anything. It's straight up. They just blocked the path up, and Overhaul did that. So obviously, that goes to show that they're going the right way. So my question is this: like, my question is this. I know Overhaul put roadblocks in front of the heroes to get to them before they get to him so he can hopefully make his escape. My only issue is why would you put up walls which literally would give away your location on where you're headed? Because if you give up, unless there'll be a part where there's like three different passages ways and you did that, okay. Um, I don't know why, because you're basically just telling them to lead, just break through the walls, and follow them. And yes, is it a little bit of a detour where they have to take some time to break through the walls? Yes, but still, it's like with Mario's permanation ability and with Kirishima and Deku's power to basically punch through the wall, you're wasting no time anyways. So it's like, well, you're just leading them right to you. I think that's kind of stupid on Overhaul's part, but maybe this is for something, a grand plan. So anyways, they see through that. They they see that obviously the passageway is still going. So Kirishima, and Deku using one for all full cowling. It's I swear it was good to hear that again, especially see him kick that wall open. Now, the kick the wall thing, that was something that we saw from the trailers. So I thought I would see that from like when he kicks the wall, like before he fights Overhaul, like just bursting in. And no, that's from stuff like that. But it was good to hear one for all shoot style. It was good. It was good, man. I cannot wait for Deku versus Overhaul. I cannot wait for Deku versus Overhaul. I swear, give it to me right now. Anyways, we see the little midget, guy called a Mimic, the one dude, and basically we find out what his quirk is. And his quirk is, or they cut away. He does the drug injection stuff like the one dude from back in episode 5 against Kirishima did. And we find out that his quirk is basically he can go pass through things, I think by using his shadow or something like that. And he can basically distort things or move things around him like he can move in his own body, which is a pretty interesting quirk. Now, when they showed him injecting like the quirk enhancing drug, his body was moving all like weird, and then you could see a glimpse of his face. Um, it looked like a little bit of the yellow bearded guy. Now, maybe well, I don't think that's the same guy, but I feel like when we have to fight that guy, we're gonna see his real face. So, anyways, they distort things, and Tamikiji is like, see, they're just doing this to stall for time. They're like, and he's basically saying, what if we never get to the girl? They're gonna take her away and stuff like that, and we're gonna possibly all die here. And then Mario comes up on him and tells him like, yo, we're not dying. We're gonna get the girl, no problem. And he basically just Mario just basically charges on, and he's like, I'll catch up with you guys. Can catch up with me later. I'm going straight through the walls to go find that girl and stop Overhaul. Even though Night Eye and Deku said, yo, come back. We need to stick together. So Mirio basically from that moment on, he is gone from this episode. Well, other than the flashbacks, but present day Mirio, um, he basically is gone. You don't see him again at all this episode. So my prediction, and I was when I was making season 4 predictions with the Red Wolf slash Denzel, um, if you haven't seen my predictions of that, one of my season 4 predictions is that Mario might possibly die this season. Now he's off on his own to go find Overhaul. I figure that he's going to find Overhaul, and when Deku shows up to see Overhaul, either Mario will be on the brink of death or he will have died. So far my prediction is a possibility of coming true. Now, if for you people who watch my videos of My Hero Academia, um, and you have read the manga for season 4, do not put anything in the comments as referring to certain spoilers, because I'm right now an anime only person. I'm seeing this all brand new for the first time, so I don't know if Mario might die. We'll see. So he's gone. And then basically Mimic uses this trapdoor to send Deku and the others falling down to this little, I guess, detour route in this little room. And then this is where we get 3 of the 8 bullets of the Hasaikai. I'm not even gonna remember their freaking names, so I'm gonna remember them by basically you know the quirk they use slash the way they look. But basically, it cuts back to what Mimic's doing, and basically he just left some of the police force up there, and he's like, I'll handle these police force guys. Um, He also does mention Mario and says, you know what, F it. I could care less what Mario does. Even if he does catch up to them, he's not going to handle two of them. He can't handle the both of those guys, which was, I think, the Chrono guy and Overhaul. They do show those two episodes, like, for a second, and they're carrying, obviously, Eerie to get away. So Mario's obviously tracking him. And Mimic says he's just going to deal with the police while he lets the heroes be the, like, detour. So basically, oh, I just want to make a quick point too. Um, literally, for the most part of the episode, I'm just gonna say this. I know this is kind of unnecessary, but the episode title does not pop up till literally like almost 10 minutes into the episode, which I swear was the longest time I watched an anime and they have the episode title pop up. Literally, we get 9 minutes, and then by the 10th minute, the episode title, Sun Eater of the Big Three, pops up. And I'm like, what? I'm like, hold up, we're already at the episode title, and then like I think in 2 minutes after that, they get to the halfway point where they show like the picture portrait of their faces and their core abilities, and I'm like, this episode's freaking crazy. I'm like, what is this? An hour-long episode? I'll take it, but I thought that was kind of interesting. I was like, okay, can we get the episode title earlier in the episode? You made it like literally like 10 minutes into the episode. I'm like, geez. Anyways, going back, basically one of the one police, I guess, captain, he basically identifies all of them. Like I said, I'm not gonna remember the name, but basically one of them looks like, overhaul with how might I say this? Golden hair. He has the same beak. It's kind of a little like messed up. There's another guy who basically has crystal powers, and then I guess I can call the other guy Scarecrow, basically. The guy who has the freaking bag with the cutout. I'm just gonna call him Scarecrow. So, anyways, um, they cut into scare. They cut away from the aspect of the dude's like, oh, you guys are just sounding like scared. Basically, the golden beak dude basically had telling like, cause he's telling Fat Gum like, oh, you guys are sounding scared and stuff like that. And then Sun Eater basically he basically says, look, I'm gonna handle these three. I got them. You guys move on. We need to get progress because we cannot let the girl get away. So, anyways, well, Fat Gum disagrees with that. I think also Kirishima's like, are you insane? And stuff like that. But yeah. Now, they all try to use their quirks on them, but Aizawa uses his quirk to nullify the quirk they were trying to use. And basically, the crystal dude was like saying, oh, so, and which I caught, and whether you're watching the sub or the dub, you have had to catch this. The crystal guy talking said, his quirk is basically the opposites of Erie's quirk. So we get revelations that Aizawa's quirk is basically the opposite, are in a sense, an opposing version of Erie's quirk. So I don't know what that means. I guess speculation means that I guess what she gives something to quirks. I don't know. She takes away, like he takes away. I don't know. Like she could be. It's something. So that it was a huge revelation. A huge revelation. You cannot just undervalue that comment he said, because he mentioned Eri and her quirk ability and what she can do. So that's something. Now I'm shocked the heroes didn't hear about. They're like, or like say like, our Deku said like, wait, what are you talking about, and stuff like that. But it is what it is. So anyways, the other heroes just dip. Now Aizawa knocks out the Scarecrow looking guy. Um, when you look back at it, it looks like he freaking broke his neck. So I'll get to him later. Anyways, so basically, because of the fact that the quirks are taken down, Sun Eater used his octopus arms and basically like subdued them. I think that's when we have the break. We come back from the break. Sun Eater's just monologuing to himself like, why didn't Mimic do what he's doing? And basically, he's like, all right, whatever. I gotta take these guys out now because I gotta take these guys out. So he basically looks like he's gonna go in for the final blow. Well, because the the beat guy, he basically was like, "Oh, I can't use my powers anymore" and stuff like that. And I'm like, "That's weird." As I was not in the area anymore, so you shouldn't be. You should be able to use your powers. Now, I don't know why Sun Eater just didn't knock these guys out after capturing them when Aizawa was still in the area. That's all he could have did, and they would have been on their merry way instead of saving all this time that happened in these episodes. But okay, um, I'm not gonna hate. I'm just saying, personally, they could have literally, Aizawa could have just did that. Sun Eater could have punched them, knocked them out. They'd all still be together, and none of this episode would be here really, and they would have probably saved much more time than anything. But anyways, the guy basically played Tamakiji, and he had like a knife. I'm guessing they said his power is larceny, and basically from what it looks like, I really didn't get a gist of what this guy's quirk is, but it looks like basically because like a later in the episode, Tamakiji tried to use like one of his clamshell abilities. He basically pulled it away from him like he's using the Force from Star Wars. So I guess it has something to do where he can just take the objects you dispel or you use and use it for himself basically. So yeah, and then like I said, the crystal dude, he basically just expels crystals from his body. So obviously he's like a rock hard, sturdy character. So Tamakiji's having some issues fighting these two guys, and it cuts back to another flashback scene, and basically it's like he's in gym class practicing their quirk. He pulls out like this little like plant tries to pull out, but he's too nervous to like really go in depth of his power. Then they cut over to Mario, basically trying to do his premonition ability when he, I guess, hasn't fully mastered it yet. Where he can only get his arm. So at that point in time, he only got his arm through like a solid wooden, just a wooden plank and stuff like that. And basically, it cuts to a fact that Tamakichi's like telling Mario, "You're so cool. You're a better hero than me, and you're a better person than me." And basically, Mario just tells him like, "You don't is like, even though you're nervous, that you make me feel better, and you make me want to push and strive myself." And Mario basically gives Tamakiji this speech about how good friends they are, and that he basically pushes him to do his best, which I thought was a pretty cool scene, which adds to the character of Mario and how he feels about Tamakiji and stuff like that. So it goes to show that they're like legit best friends for life. Now, Nejire was not really in the picture of the Tamakiji backstory, so I don't know if they go back to the Nejire. They go back to like that fight that's going on with the big muscular guy. I don't know if Nejire will have character development to where she has her character development when it comes to interacting with Mario or Tamakiji or the others. Obviously, she doesn't seem like she's the closest one to the two of them, as close as Mario and Tamakichi are. But we don't know. We might get the episode. Might get a character development episode centered around her soon. But basically, it cuts back to where he's fighting, and basically he's basically like this. He says this one cool epic line, and you know the music, oh my goodness, the music was amazing in this part of the scene too when and I'm not saying the quote exactly word for word, but he said basically like you know I'm brighter than the sun because I am the Sun Eater basically. And that's the whole thing about his name and stuff like that, or his hero name. And basically does this move where it's called like it was like eye cracking, but it was a really cool move where basically his tentacles just boom, 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 hitting everywhere, and it's wrecking those two guys. But then the golden haired beat guy basically says like, "Yo, scarecrow dude," basically, "get the hell up." He gets up and then he starts eating Tamakiji's tentacles. I'm guessing this dude's quirk is he has like endless hunger or something like that. Um That's my only thing. He has like endless hunger where he just keeps eating, or he has really strong teeth as his quirk. So basically, because of that, that kind of throws Tamakiji's like, issue, um, or his fighting patterns way off, and it basically gets him into a corner. Another thing I want to notice talk about this Scarecrow guy. Like I said earlier in this review, Aizawa looked like he'd snapped his freaking neck and knocked him out, or he snapped his neck. I know, sometimes if you get a good blow to the neck, maybe you hit a pressure point or something, but it looked like he just moved his neck to the side and snapped it. I'm like, huh? And I'll watch another review before making this review up, and I'm like, you know what? You're right. If he had snapped his neck, he would be dead. But okay, by anime logic, he's not freaking dead. You can just go snap people's neck in My Hero Academia and they just don't die. But you know, you know, we'll see. We'll see where it's going. But I think the crazy thing is we did have a next. I think the crazy thing is no, that was Dragon Ball. But yeah, there was a neck snap scene in Dragon Ball if you remember. But that character actually died. So I don't know why. Maybe Aizawa just didn't really hit the force among them. I guess he probably snapped his neck to the point where he didn't kill him. That's my only other, I guess. But anyways, he's basically Tamaki just basically pinned, and basically the crystal guy basically explains to them no those guys is him and the other two's backstories, and basically the fact that they were basically societal throwaways, or in essence the society didn't appreciate them, or they were basically other people thought they were nobodies, basically. Like, I think he said one of the guys was like, which was the golden haired dude. He basically got dumped by, like, I guess his girlfriend that didn't want to be with him anymore or something like that, and then something else happened to him. I didn't listen really good what happened to the scarecrow looking guy, and then the crystal dude basically said because his quirk was making crystals. The dude who was basically, using him, thinking he's gonna make big bucks, but when he found out that when he tried to sell him, the person who he's trying to sell him out said, "Oh, these things are fake." He basically said he got beat into basically the basically the ever living crap, and he got beat down pretty bad to the point he was almost about to die. So yeah. Um, and then basically they say that overall just basically found them, picked them off the streets and stuff like that. Now it's basically Sun Eater basically telling them, so basically Sun Eater saying to them like, dude, you guys are just basically being used and stuff like that, and which is interesting because they do hint it earlier in the episode saying that yeah, overall is just letting these guys, he's letting his henchmen do whatever they want, and basically at his expense, to get away, he's gonna let his other accomplices basically get arrested and go to prison while he just gets out of there. So basically Tamakiji tells them like he's just using you guys and then he's gonna throw you away when he doesn't need you, which is probably true. It looks like overall doesn't give a crap about them because he'll kill his own men if they screw up. But so it's interesting to see that dynamic. But basically, before Tamakiji is basically about to basically like, get Belmo's, I literally thought at a honest to goodness point he was gonna probably die in this episode. I was like, wow, he's gonna die. So he comes up with something, does the chicken leg thing. He throws one of the dropped crystals that was, on the ground because he figured out that all three of them have a good, strong chemistry bond when it comes to fighting. So he just disrupted one of them, and like one brick falling off a building, the rest of the bricks just come tumbling down, and he basically takes them out in one shot. And yeah, that's where the episode ends off. Kind of abrupt ending, to be personally honest. There is no after credit scene to see where Deku and the others going. It just cuts the opening, next episode preview. and stuff like that. Also, another thing I forgot to point out, before Deku and the others left, um, you know, Tamakichi told, I guess, basically Deku is like, find Mirio and, make sure he's all right because Mirio will try to do too much if things get out of hand. So, quick point of reference why I think he might die, possibly die, because, stuff like that. So, yeah. Anyways, the episode ends off, and like I said, we get the next credit scene. We get the next episode preview. No after credit scene, which kind of sucks because they've been doing it the last couple of episodes personally, but I digress. I can see where they're going with this. And it's looking like the next episode preview is going to be focusing on Fat Gum and Kirishima yet again. So I guess this will be another Kirishima focused episode. And I know I heard from another reviewer, like, you know, back when the first Kirishima based episode happened, that I think this is the moment he gets that, like, is good, really good. So we're gonna get another Kirishima focused episode, and I'm not mad about that because guess what? Um, Kirishima has been a good character this season, and I actually like Kirishima a lot more after seeing episode 5. So we're gonna see more depth into his character. Now the next episode preview, I guess they're fighting a common Fat Gum and Kirishima, obviously gonna be split up, and from Deku and the others, they're gonna fight. I guess from what the preview says, a team that has good offense and good defense, and it looks like it's gonna shed more on Kirishima's backstory that we got a little bit into in episode 5. So we'll see where that goes on. But like I said earlier in the episode review, of the aspect of, it looks like what they're doing is they're gonna have some heroes split off from the main group that's trailing Overhaul, and one by one they're gonna have character developed episodes for them. Um, Now, yes, you can say, well, should Fat Gum get his own character development? Well, not really, because one, he's kind of an established hero, so I think this is, yes, he's in the episode and he will be assisting Kirishima, but it's gonna be more of Kirishima plot to basically, no pun intended, go beyond plus ultra to beat these enemies and stuff like that. So that's where it's looking like it's going. Where, okay, we're gonna have one hero here. Sun Eater already had his episode, his character development done. Next up will be Kirishima, where I guess they might either it might be a two-parter episode, which I kind of hope they don't do that, but they focus on Kirishima, give him more of his backstory, and I guess complete that story somewhat. Then I could say, see, I either could see, and this is where the thing is. If you go by possible episodes, it's looking like, because obviously Deku is going to be the last one to finally catch up to Overhaul. But I think the thing is, the next episode, they're either going to focus in on, they might just go to what Nejire, Sue, and Ochako are doing. And as much as I'll probably hate that, they're probably going to do that for episode 10. They'll focus on what they're doing, then cut back to what's going on in the base. The only two other heroes that could split up are Rockjaw and Aizawa, probably, which I think they'll work together to defeat one of the bullets. And I think they won't give any character development. I think there'll be like a cutoff away from them, which will leave Deku and Night Eye to eventually find Overhaul and catch up with maybe a half-beaten Mirio. Like I said, they can also show Mirio in a few cuts, like a minute cut, seeing what he's up to and stuff like that. But that's how they looks like. The episodes are gonna be basically going forward from that point on. So if that's the case, if they beat those guys next week, episode 10, we'll get maybe to either what Aizawa and the others are doing, or Deku and the others are doing, or we're gonna cut to what Nejire, Ochako, and Sue are doing. Episode 11 will probably be another split up / still finding Overhaul, and then I think at least by episode 12 they might catch up to Overhaul, or they might have Mirio versus Overhaul, and then they catch Deku and the others, catch up to them episode 13 or something like that. That's how I feel like the episode's gonna be structured. Another good episode. It was really good to see Sun Eater's backstory and get more character development out of him. the point now, it looks like he's, you know, he's still shy, but it's looking like now he's more outgoing. And I was really impressed. Another good episode, really good episode. I love these character development episodes alongside the main stuff. So yeah, crazy thing is we're actually getting legit hero stopping villains. Not to say that the other seasons did that, but typically it'd be like one huge fight. Like technically season 3 did the whole cutaway where you see one fight and then you go on to the next fight. But yeah, it's picking up. So next week, episode 9, we get another Kirishima focus based episode. So that's gonna be interesting to see as we're on the roll to trying to stop Overhaul to save Eri. So anyways, if you like this video, leave a like. If you want to subscribe button to get more My Hero Academia content, hit that subscribe button. You'll get more My Hero Academia Season 4 content, or, just, My Hero Academia content, in in all when the season's over. But yeah, like I said, sorry I did not do episodes 6 and 7 episode reviews. Like I said early in the episode, I gave my thoughts on that and stuff like that. But yeah, whatever. But I will be back to doing daily Saturday reviews of My Hero Academia. You know, we'll continue this. Also, if you want to put a comments in the comment section what you thought of this episode, as well as the possible future, without huge spoilers, please and thank you. You know, I can't wait. And what are your thoughts on? Also, what are your thoughts on the information we got from, I guess, Eri's quirk being opposite of Aizawa? Again, for people who've seen the manga and you're checking out this video, do not spoil what her real quirk or how her quirks works in the comment section. I want to find that all to myself. But anyways, we'll see. This video is long enough, probably my longest My Hero Academia, review, but I'm gonna get out of here. I'll see you guys maybe tonight. I know I caught up with One Piece, but I think I'm gonna do my arc reviews and then officially do, episode reviews for One Piece. But I gotta work on those. So other than that, I'm gonna get out of here. It's been a long time. Anyways, you guys have a great Saturday, and you guys enjoy the rest of your day. So catch you guys later on the next My Hero Academia episode. So see you guys next Saturday.